about career opportunities in the blockchain or in Web3. So earlier, I said earlier regarding some roles in Web3 that doesn't require which most people think this is what it requires to work in Web3. Can do that doesn't require you developing or programming or doing any complex mathematical questions. All you have to do is to get paid. So tonight with Emeka and Damilola, we'll be discussing about career opportunities. And before we get started, David, can you share your story, how you got into the space, what do you do, and so Damilola.
Okay, good evening, everyone. My name is Emeka David. The founder of Lens One, and also the founder of a crypto community, Afritech Corp. Basically, I'm a media entrepreneur generally, so that's what I do. I got into the crypto space basically through the media. Yeah, so I was not initially the tech guy, so I was more of this guy that just knew how to do movies, how to direct movies, how to handle cameras, how to produce music. Just I was the media person, right? So until I met with Crypto TV Plus, and that was how. Okay, before then, I was hearing about Bitcoin and all that while back in school. That was sometime in 2013, 2014 or so. No, was that 2014? No, I think that was 2014. Yeah, sometime then I was hearing about Bitcoin and all that. Then it was still very early. I didn't, because of what MMM had done to most of us, I didn't want to dive into anything that has to do with that anymore. So when I got in touch with Crypto TV Plus, and we started working on that project, Crypto TV Plus, it was when I started learning about the blockchain industry. That was some time ago in 2000, I think that was 2017, and I started getting interested in the blockchain industry. And from then, I started learning how to trade. I just want to cut everything short. I started learning how to trade, started trading, and then I got in touch with a few other leaders in the space and got to start learning a lot about the blockchain technology, the Web3 and everything. And today I'm running a community, right, that educates people on the blockchain technology, what the Web3 is all about, and the basics for starters, right? What and what not to do, career opportunities, what and what you get everything in our community, right? So, and Lens One is also a media firm that has a very strong hold in the crypto and blockchain space, basically. So that's like a brief story of what it was for me. Thank you.
Much. That was really nice. So let's move to Damilola. So Damilola, please share your story. Also, what are you involved with?
Good evening, everyone. Thank you very much for this opportunity, Pope. And I want to thank everyone too for being here. So I'm Damilola Oguntola, a medical doctor, a recent graduate from Bayo University Kano Medical School. I've been in the crypto sphere for roughly 6 to 7 years now. My entry into the crypto sphere is actually very funny because of, like many of us, We have been hearing of blockchain, crypto. I was hearing of it from one of my classmates as at level 2, a fellow medical doctor now. As at level 2, had picked up interest in how to make generational wealth since when we were in level 1. So the guy always believed that tech, AI, and the rest was what will make him wealthy. So as at level 2, he decided to pick up blockchain, and it was excellent. It was really going far in it, and then he decided to tell me and someone that's at level 2, but level 2 was around 2016, 2017, yes. And then during that time, we're just hearing of a foreign tech, and we didn't actually understand what my guy was saying. Till when we were in level 3, when as a student, a student that has no backing from home that much, and you know how things are at home, you just have to just find a way of surviving. So during that time, I was relying on this particular friend of mine. So whenever I have shortage of cash, he will help me out. Until he told me that, Dami, come and learn how to earn from the crypto sphere. That was what he just told me. Dami, come and learn how to earn from the crypto sphere. I was like, that same thing you're talking about, Bitcoin and the rest. He said that, yes. Then he sat me down and he talked with me for an hour, and that hour changed my life. Because he taught me about, he didn't just tell me about the technical aspect, no? He went straight to that time. Bounties were common on Bitcoin Talk during that time. Many projects were coming up with crazy ideas to be built on blockchain. That was the period of ICOs and the rest. And they taught me how to, in quote, fish and make money for myself. So we began the journey. I was able to do necessary things. But during that time, I lacked knowledge of two things. One, I lacked the knowledge of blockchain itself, how it works. Also, two, I allowed my emotional part, my human part of me to take over, and then I slumped into a deep in which that during the deep of 2017, 2018, I didn't know how to conserve my money, and I fell back into the deep of poverty again. Till 2020, when before the COVID-19 break in Nigeria, then I was opportune to be among the first 6 campus ambassadors that Binance had at that time. I was level 5 that time, and then one of my senior colleagues that I taught how to do many things in the crypto sphere had finished school and had gone very, very far. He saw an opportunity for me. I told him that, damn, apply for this, you will get it. So I applied, and I was among the 7 ambassadors for Binance as at 2020. And then at that period of time, I was the only one in my class staying involved in blockchain. Himself, the guy that taught me during that time, was not really active in it. So in summary, as I'm talking to you now, currently I could lead a blockchain community in my university. That is Blockchain BUK. Also, I was a former team lead for Net Protocol Nigeria. Also, a business developer and a former community lead for Octopus Network Africa. I had the opportunity to run into business, into project management, got certificates from Google, diplomas from Google. Ran 2 organizations as a chief operation officer. One succeeded, second one failed. And as at now, I'm currently the project lead for I'm currently the project lead for a new layer 2 that we built on here, which is currently being funded by Net Protocol and Octopus Network itself. So the part 2 was very, very funny, but as at now, the years of passing through the fire has refined me to who I am now. So this was like a super summary of how I got into blockchain and the current state I am in now. Thank you very much.
Yes, I love the way both speakers have shared us to how they got into the space. They were like, no, this is bullshit, I'm not doing it. And later they realize, okay, it won't cost me anything if I should also learn about this thing. And I think personally, it's really disturbing lots of UCIs. Firstly, they think blockchain is about developing programming. Is it go sabi math, you go the right code. It's easy, I'm not feeling education, there is no orientation for them. Most of them, because of that fear, most of them, until we started seeing several people building a career on the blockchain, learning about the ecosystem, and most people feel like tech and Yahoo is the same thing. So when you say I'm into tech, people say I don't want to learn Yahoo. They always ask people why some be like what to Yahoo? Why some think tech or blockchain is Yahoo? So they will think, oh, let me come and learn Yahoo boy. Come. If you're looking for a Yahoo boy, go and find them. I'm not one of them. I work with a project. I'm building my career on the blockchain or I'm building my career in a place. So when you're talking about Yahoo, this is not what I do. Go and find someone else who glad we are bringing this kind of platform to educate people about the blockchain technology, the Web3, and so on and so forth. So you guys get to understand how these concepts work, how you can build a career in this industry. So yeah, and thanks so much to our two amazing speakers for joining us today. And they will be giving you guys tips, sharing stories, and this section is going to be very, very interactive. They are not here to just come and be reading some stuff for you. No, what they think personally. So let's start with Mr. Emeka. So sorry, I'm just seeing that the graphics you did. Let's start with Mr. Emeka David. So Mr. Emeka David, just feel free as a beginner, just brother, we are all beginner on this space, over 45 people, and we are about to start career opportunities in Web3. But that's all we know. So please take it from there, sir.
Okay, so I'm not going to say so much. I'm not going to bore you with long talks. I just have a few points to make. Now, the blockchain technology is, from my own basic understanding, right, is a technology where every single thing can lie on and it's decentralized, right? So there is, I would break it down this way. There is where we came from, which was the Web 1, and there is the Web 2, and we finally got into what we call the Web 3. I still tell people that the Web 3 space is not even fully formed yet, right? Because there's still a lot that is yet to be unveiled with the Web 3 space. But from the Web 1 era, you could only read on the internet. You could only just read informations. You didn't have the rights to give back. That's from the Web 1 to when we got into the Web 2, it was still reading and writing only. That was when the likes of Facebook was there, and you had the likes of Twitter, and when they came in, that's at the Web 2 stage. But at the Web 3 level now, the things that are unveiling itself at the Web 3 level is the right to your own content, the right to your own whatever you want. Now you can actually put things that you want people to see on the internet. You can actually create your own stuff, own rights to whatever you have on the internet, whatever you can create on the internet. That's where you start having the NFTs, when you start having the metaverse and all that. So I usually tell people that the blockchain technology, or telling the blockchain technology basically is different from cryptocurrency. Cryptocurrency is just a part of the blockchain technology.
Lost you, Mr.
Where you have where you have the finance. It's just like what you're talking about, DeFi. Can you hear me? Sorry, I had a call. I'm so sorry. All right, so let's get back to it. So are we there? Please, can we hear me? Please, if you can hear me, you can just drop an emoji on the just say something. Okay, so let's continue. All right, so at the point where I was at the point where I was talking about cryptocurrency, right? It's just like DeFi, decentralized finance, and you're looking at finances, right? There are several other parts. There is a part of development. There is a part of content management, content creation. There is a lot of things that happens on the blockchain space. So I like people to see the blockchain space as a pizza, right? That has a lot of piece of maybe chicken, fish, meat, whatever. You just a okay. Let me use another different illustration for this. A table that has different things on it. Right? There is your laptop, there is your phone. So the table now is carrying every other thing, and every other thing is functioning on that table. So that table is actually, I look at it as the blockchain space, right? So on the blockchain space, you now have a lot of other things. Now you can actually dive into different careers in the blockchain space, right? There are careers. There is space for even musicians. There is space for entertainers. There is space for artists, right? So I have this friend of mine that we were discussing about him joining the blockchain space, and he said something to me. He said, okay, he really doesn't know where he wants to start and everything. And I was like, you're a painter. This is a very, you don't need to even know anything about coding. You can just go in as an NFT collector. You just paint and have your collections as NFTs and all that, and you learn more from there. You just that's your starting point. Now you're good with spoken words. I have a few friends of mine that most of us know Exploit. He's in the blockchain space as a spoken word artist, right? Now, from there, that's his foundation. From there, he breaks out to every other thing. Myself, I came into the blockchain space as a media person, right? And I was basically I was basically working with Crypto TV Plus at some point, and I said my foundation from working as a media person, right, and grew from there, right? So there are a lot of things that this just buttress my point that there's a lot of things that you can do in the blockchain space. Blockchain space is not just about trading, coding, and all that. Those people have their own. It's just like they have their own departments in the whole school. These people have their own department. It depends on the department you now decide to join, and that to join those departments you have to start. That's where you have to start looking at, okay, what do I actually want to do? What am I good at, right? What can I learn faster? Because the truth is, I tell people that the world is evolving, right? If you knew how to write a story 10 years ago, it's not the same writing pattern you will use now. There are a lot more advanced writing patterns that are coming out daily. So if you don't give yourself to learning, you might at the end of the day be very, very, very far. You might be in 2013 and we're in 2023. It's very, very clear. It's very, very obvious, right? So first of all, you have to start looking at, okay, what are my skills that I have passion for. First of all, I used to tell people also, I'm trying to round up already. I used to tell people also that if what you're doing does not, you can't sit down on it and look at it and say, okay, this is what I have passion for, you might not be very consistent with it, because especially when it has to do with foundation, it has to do with building a foundation, it has to do with building. You might not be consistent because at first the money doesn't come. You understand? So sometimes it's your passion that keeps you there, that keeps you that makes you keep learning and keep improving yourself in that particular thing, to be able to now get to a point where you can say, okay, I am making money from this. First of all, it's a process and you cannot break it. Once you jump that phase of knowing what your skill is, and jump to where you want to go and start making money, there are a lot of professionals there. There are a lot of people that are there that have improved themselves, and you would be lost in that crowd. But the process is always very important. You have to realize that you have to discover this particular thing. Discover, okay, this is what I love doing. This is what I want to do. Then you start doing research, learning about it, and before you know it, you start improving. There are a lot of testimonies in the blockchain space of people that went to the blockchain space. They don't even know jack in coding. They don't even know jack in whatever trading is, but they are making money. They are working for big blockchain firms that are paying them good money, and that's because they have been able to sit down and learn, and they keep learning. You understand? They keep learning. I see so many people that just say they want to come into the block. They are blockchain. Most of them call themselves blockchain enthusiasts, and it's simple. They're just simple exchange people that just come to exchange Bitcoin for Naira. That's just most. If you ask, they don't know really anything about the blockchain. So there is this place of learning. There's this place of dedicating your time to improving yourself, knowing what you want to first of all get into, and before you even dare to get into it. So in summary, what I'm trying to say is there's a lot of things you can do in blockchain space. You must not just be a coder, you must not just be a developer, must not be if that's not your part, there is a lot of other things. You as an entertainer, you as a content creator, you as you're good with talking to people, you're good with getting people together to listen to. You can dive into community management and all that. So there's a lot to be done, and I think I'll just leave it at this point for the next speaker to just say something else.
Yeah, thank you very, very much, Emeka. That was really awesome. So yeah, over to you, Dami.
Okay, thank you very much. And thank you very much, Emeka. Emeka has did hit the nail on the head. For newbies coming into blockchain, to look at opportunities that don't need much technical input, the first thing I always tell individuals is, one, know who you are. The thing is that someone once asked me, will you love to be paid for a job you love, or you love for a job that you love and they pay you less, or you want to be paid for a job that pays you a lot of money and then you hate it? Now, this question is something that you and everybody keeps fighting every day. Now, once you are stepping into the crypto sphere, first thing, like what Emeka said, one is knowledge. Know what you're stepping into. Know the technology around it. Know how it works. Know how it operates. That was already one of the things that happened to me earlier in my earlier field. I never actually understood, and it led to my to my downfall that time, and I learned it over the period of time. So people are here to learn from our experiences. First thing is that know the technology you are entering into. This is blockchain. Blockchain deals with everything being opened, but yet again, information is not in the hands of a centralized entity, but open to the community to use as evidence, used for their own personal and the rest. So know blockchain itself. You don't have to know the technical aspects, know how it operates, know a cycle, so that when somebody is discussing with you, don't look like a newbie, don't look like a fool. That's the first thing. Second thing is know yourself. Know your strength, know your weaknesses. You see, every opportunity you see in the physical world in Web2 space, everything is also true in Web3. Everything you are seeing. Sef, Benga brother, for example, he recently finished. He finished from BUK as a first class graduate, and then went for his masters. Now he's being employed as financial lead or CFO in some organizations because of what? Of his degree. Because he studied accounting. Can you see? That's a degree that we all thought that's actually useless. People are using it to earn large amount of money because of, yes, he has a certificate that has shown that he has gone through the process. Know who you are, know your strengths, know your weaknesses. Getting me? You see, everybody here as a newbie can easily enter into the crypto sphere to look for opportunities, especially when there's not actually have to do with the technical aspects. But what makes you to thrive there is knowing who you are. For example, now, I'm very sure most of us will go in straight to community management, social media management, and ambassadorship program. These are the three opportunities I'm very sure most people will easily get. Now, when you get there, who you are will actually tell if you're going to be sustained there for long or not. You are somebody that is that you have good knowledge about blockchain, you have good knowledge about the project, but there's somebody that cannot really maintain a discussion for long in a community, and you're being employed as a community manager. I'm telling you, over the period of time, you will lose interest in it because of that's not actually who you are. Or you're somebody that spent a lot of time discussing different things on social media, depending on what you decide on, and then you go for you see an open opportunity for a social media manager being employed, and I give you $100 as start or $50 as start. I'm very sure that second individual, because of he knows what he's doing, because of it's actually part and parcel of him, he does it well. Don't be surprised that in the next couple of months they will either increase his salary or he gets promotion because of that is actually who he is. So know who you are before you jump into any opportunity you see. Not all opportunities are meant for you because of the type of temperament you are. Or you're somebody that gets angry easily over small insults. As a community manager, you get frustrated. So after knowing who you are, then the third thing is what dedication. Now, first I said that as a newbie, get knowledge. Second thing, know who you are, and the third thing is what? Dedication. Dedicated in whatever you see yourself doing. Whatever you find doing, do it well. No matter how these sessions go, you acquire knowledge, you see an opportunity, you are a best fit in it, and yet you don't show dedication to it. What do you think will happen over the period of time? You yourself don't have to be told by a soothsayer what will happen to you in the next couple of days to months. This is a very competitive space, like what Emeka said. People people have been there before you. So what really distinguish you? Is it your knowledge? People have knowledge. Is it their personality? People have awesome personalities. But over the period of time, people that are dedicated will actually show forth. And now the fourth thing is what? Ability to grow. Now, why I'm listening to them one after the other is because of it's actually a step ladder stuff. Because of if you are in a opportunity that you love and dedicated to it, you want to go higher. Never limit yourself to one single opportunity, or don't be comfortable with the seat you are in. Never be comfortable in the seat where you are. Reason why is that, like I said, this is a very competitive space. It's wide because of more and more use cases are coming. No matter how crazy the use case is coming to Web3, you can't really avoid it. You get me? So if the way the government understands that, that's why the government is now currently incorporating blockchain into its system. So over the period of time, opportunities will always be there. You get me? But after this session, for example, I'm very sure, and that session will occur maybe, if not in 6 months, in 1 year, and new newbies are brought into the space. Will these newbies come and meet you in that particular slot? No. So when you find opportunities, you flow along with it, dedicated to it. Next thing that, grow in it. Grow in it meaning that always try to improve on yourself. Trying to improve on yourself. You can have mentors. I love that a lot. You get to me? If you me, I'm not really a mentor type of person. I prefer hands-on learning. But the sweetest, softest way is finding a mentor in that same skill and profession you are in. Then go for free courses. I don't say you should go for paid courses. If you have finances to go for paid courses, that is good and fine. You get me? And then apart from that, you also to go to Google, YouTube, Twitter, all your friends. You can improve yourself on that. And not only about getting knowledge and having a mentor in that particular field of growing yourself, always look at the higher version of that same position you are in. For example, now you pick up a role as a graphic designer. We have visual arts, we have UI UX. So why stay as a graphic designer? Or you're a graphic designer, you know only how to use Canva. Go and learn how to use Adobe Illustrator. Go and learn how to use the others. What is limiting you? You're a community manager, you know how to use only to be chatting. Go and know how to use bots in the community, know how to entertain the community, know how to sustain discussion in the community for long, know how to remove faults, FUD and the rest. Always grow. Don't limit yourself and be comfortable in one particular aspect. And the final thing I want to say, that always make yourself available. Always make yourself available. During my 6 years plus, you get to me, I've noticed something. Hard work is good, you get to me, and people always talk about luck. Not something like, I don't really believe much in luck and favor. Reason why is that I don't really believe much in that. The reason why is that, first, you must be hard worker, you must be available. That availability is what people count as luck and favor. Now, for example, you are growing yourself and you saw an opportunity as a graphic designer for a slot, a position for UI UX. You just said that you're a newbie, you have just finished your training. Why can't you go for it? Or you're in a discussion with somebody and somebody does open, so that, okay, I'm looking for this. If those is a free placement, make yourself available. That will open you to more and more opportunities. But you can't make yourself available if you are sitting down in one particular slot or one particular position and you refuse to grow. You get me? Always make yourself available. These are just the 5 points I just want to discuss on to add to what Emeka said. Thank you very much.
Very, very much, Damilola. That was really awesome. I'm super happy for the speaker who brought it to this section, because you guys are sharing, good story. You guys are giving them what they need. So, Emeka, let's say as a beginner now, what do you think is the first thing? It's after getting the knowledge. Like, before you become a project manager, at least you should have experience a little bit. You should have undergo several stages. You should have probably do one or two things. Because in the portfolio to be able to, apply for some certain job. So how can they build portfolio as a newbie, as a beginner in this space? How can they start from that station? Where should they start from?
Okay, so thank you for that. I think it's a very simple stuff, and the people that really obey this rule so much in the contemporary industry are medical doctors. So when a medical, um it's partially the same thing, but let me explain. So when medical doctors, I think the second speaker could really relate to this. When doctors come out from their graduates, they go for internships, right? That like the test phase, right, of whatever you learned in school. So now, I am a newbie in the space. I have finished doing what do you call it? I finished learning, not like finish. You can't finish learning. You've at least gotten to a level of knowledge about what you want to do in this space. There are opportunities, like the second speaker had already said, Dami. He said, there are a lot of opportunities, and the more use cases drop, the more opportunities. There are a lot of crypto brands, crypto projects that are opening up by the day. Real crypto projects, not people that just want to come and cash out and go. People that actually want to actually deliver real use cases. There are a lot of them. So internships is one, right? We call it, we most times call it what's the word again? I'm trying to place that word again, but let me just use the word internships, like, right, whether paid or unpaid. So make yourself available for opportunities. That's exactly what I'm saying. So you there is opening for whatever slot that you've gotten, what do you call it, you've gotten knowledge about. There's opening for that. Go into it and apply for it. Now there's something I do and it works for me, right? So you can say I am in the media space basically before I even have before I'm in the blockchain space, right? Now, if you tell me that there's an opportunity for something and I know that I have basic idea about that thing, I go in for the job. I don't look at myself that, okay, I don't have the whole knowledge, because I can't even have the whole knowledge. Some people can learn on the job. Some people need the basic idea, just basic whatever basic idea of whatever career or whatever opportunity that is available, and they dive into the job and they learn on the job. So I do that a lot. I try to take opportunities that I have basic ideas about. I've studied about it and I know this thing, right? I have basic ideas about this thing. By the time I see the opportunity, I start looking into the things that I don't know, that I feel that I need to improve on to be able to get that opportunity, so that I can make myself number one out of the number of people that know, that have applied for that opportunity. Now, let me give you another second example. There's something I suggest and I tell people to also get involved with is, now, if I have 5 people that so I have discovered myself. I've been able to know that, okay, this is what I want to do, right? So I get into a clique of 5 people that I feel and I know that have much more knowledge than me, right, in that field. That's sometimes the second step I personally take. I go into that. I go get into a clique of 4 to 5 people. Now I try to know what and what they don't know yet in that field, and I go and learn it. So sometimes I don't care about what you know in the field. I go and learn what I think that, okay, inside these 5 people, I should be the only one that know it. That can make me stand out. That alone can make me stand out, right? So because if I'm in the clique of the 5 people, we would always discuss what everybody knows, what everybody can relate to, right? Everybody have had knowledge of, or trying to discover one or one more person has to go an extra mile to discover one extra thing. So once I get into that clique, I make myself much more precious to everybody that is in that clique, right? And to every other opportunity that shows itself up to the five of us, or people that are in that same career group with me, right? So I try to learn something that if they bring out the five people, I should be one person that know it and know it well and can teach every other person, right? That's also trying to trying to advance yourself, trying to make yourself stand out, right? That's basically two of the levels I try to take after gaining knowledge and discovering myself. I try to make myself available to opportunities and try to be stand out in amongst those my amongst a few of the people that I feel that okay have knowledge about this thing. Try to stand out among them. Try to be somebody that they can also look up to teach them or look at ask questions, right? So once the opportunities it almost lands on my laps because I am a step ahead, right? So that's just basically that for me.
Thank you very, very much. I really love this discussion. It's going super amazing. So while we wait for Dami to come back,
I
yeah,
didn't
we
get
can
your question. Sorry, your line was breaking. That was why I kept mute.
Oh, sorry about that.
Yeah.
So the question was, as a beginner now, where do you start from? Before you got to the to your current position as a project lead, I believe you must have built portfolio. You must have gone through several processes because you know that the current situation of the market now is not easy to get job, and you need to build portfolio to be able to get job. So how do they start as a beginner? Where do they need to go?
Oh,
Most of them are like, okay, what next?
okay. Thank you very much. Samika has said everything. Okay, yes, thank you very much. So Samika has said everything. First thing, get knowledge, know yourself, make yourself available for opportunities. This is the BS season, so I won't lie to you guys. Opportunities are there, and some opportunities are actually scarce. Why I said they are there is that they will give you two options: internship with no pay, getting me, or they will give opportunity with a very low income. No matter the opportunity given to you, please embrace it. That's the mistake many newbies have, is that they come in for the financial reward, which actually everybody needs it. Because for every work you do, you must be paid for. Getting me? But many times people fail to understand something, is that you see the workforce that many projects have now is what they will retain to where the bull market come. Most projects will not be looking at getting new faces during that time, but they'll be dealing with the existing staff and people that have gone very, very far in that profession. So this is the opportunity for you to grab opportunities that are available. Like I said, the opportunity that will be coming your way can be free internship. Join our team. We are building up A, B, C, and D. There's no fun now till when we make sales. Please, if you are someone that's just starting up, please join up. You see, you learn best not by going to get diplomas in the different fields, but you learn when you join projects and you see how things are done in the real life. Sorry about that. So you will learn best by joining team, you getting me? And then you work together with the team to achieve greatness. You can learn how to be a professional UI UX by going to different courses, but it's when you are given a real life situation or scenario, that is when that's when you will know if you're actually as good as what you feel you are. The same thing to growth for community managers, graphic designers, and the rest. So any opportunity you see, get yourself involved in it. No matter if they are not paying, no matter if the pay has been cut by this thing. The only time I advise individuals to not get involved is when you join a team and you're not seeing any future prospects, or you join a team and the way they are bugging you and disturbing you and looking for your productivity that demands your almost all your time without any form of compensation. I don't really agree for individuals to stay there. But a growing team that knows what they are heading for, that have KPI that they want to achieve and the rest, I feel that make yourself available and then get yourself involved with that. That's all I have to say with what Emeka said. Thank you very much.
Thank you very, very much, Damilola and Emeka. Thank you so much. So I think we have some questions. The first question. So peace of mind is asking, what? I hope you have peace of mind. Say opportunities in a clear space. Any actionable plan or roadmap to catch up to referring to, okay, how can I get this kind of opportunities? Where do they have to go to? Where so forth?
Okay, can I answer that?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Okay, so my own thoughts. Okay, so this is it. If you see, getting knowledge has to do with research, right? If you're not somebody that read, if you're not somebody that is hungry to acquire knowledge in what you know how to do, you will not only be backward in your knowledge, you will also be backward in opportunities, because at the process where you're doing research, that's the first part. At the process where you're researching and getting more knowledge and reading, you would always, a greater percentage of it in terms of the always, you would always stumble on these opportunities. It just has a way of coming around. Once you start, this is what do they call that thing again? So this place where I think of something I'm touching about, I'm trying to read about different things, and different things about that thing I'm trying to read about start popping up, right? That's number one. Now, join communities, right? Learn to join communities, because most of these opportunities pop up in communities, different Twitter spaces. Then look at personal branding. This is very important. You know that a lot of people overlook personal branding a lot. So you go on LinkedIn, you're a community moderator, and nothing about community moderating is on your LinkedIn profile. You go on, you come on your Instagram or Twitter or WhatsApp, whatever status or whatever, and or your bio, and there is nothing about what you're doing. See here, there's something that we always talked about earlier sometime in this space. That's building in public, right? So I am a community moderator. I'm a social media manager. There is nothing bad in talking about what you do. There's nothing bad in getting involved in discussions. You see, where people get scared of getting involved in discussions about what they do is when they don't have enough knowledge about that thing. If you have enough knowledge about what you're going into, you would be eager to get into discussions, get into Twitter spaces, ask questions in those spaces, right? Get into communities, ask questions about so at the point where those questions are popping up, people some of these founders are available in these Twitter spaces. They are available in these communities, right? Where these opportunities, some of them might just be looking out. They might just be silent and be looking out. Now you're asking questions. You're asking relevant questions that could make people know that, okay, this person is well grounded in, or has even had basic ground knowledge about this particular thing that he or she wants to do, right? You get into these communities, get into these spaces, ask questions, do your personal branding, make sure that you build in public. See, gone are those days when you're hiding what you do. You're okay. I don't want them to feel I'm proud. See, this time around, what sells, what will bring you out there is talking, is putting yourself out. If you have gotten proper knowledge, proper basic knowledge of what you want to do, put yourself out there. Put it brand. See, there's nothing wrong in talking about what you do. It's one thing that most of the newbies in the blockchain industry needs to start learning. There's nothing bad in talking about what you do with good knowledge of it, right? Not just talking off point. Talk about what you do with good knowledge about it, right? Join communities, personal branding, join sessions, ask questions about what you do, ask intelligent questions about what you do. I think that can go for it.
Thanks so much. You really did justice to that question. Okay, here's another question from Mamoon. So he's asking, how would you advise we manage our daily lives demand with Web3 careers, considering how demanding? Asking, at times some of these Web3 job demands a lot from you. Like, how do you manage your life and also your?
Okay. Oh, but you see there?
It's you.
Okay then. Pope, are you see there?
It's you. Someone asked the question. I don't know. Should I read the question again?
No, don't worry. I understand the question. Okay, thank you very much for that question. Makes a lot of. I think that has been a very interesting issues for mostly students and others that are involved in one or two physical jobs or duties. Now, the first thing I tell individuals is know yourself. I always keep saying it again, know yourself. For example, within my medical training, I had individuals that were community managers. And sometimes they were given shifts that fell during the period of time they were in classes, or fell during the period when they had to sleep. That's my somebody having a session around 1 a.m. to 6 a.m. in the morning. So the first thing is know yourself. Knowing yourself does not only mean knowing your personality, knowing your activities, knowing everything that has to do with you. That's the first thing. Second thing is having your own personal journal. I have a calendar that I used to manage myself. Then later I add a PA for my own self because of currently I'm really, really booked with so many things. And I pay my PA, but forget about that. As a newbie, have your own personal journal, have your own personal calendar. Have every morning you wake up, partition your time. So and so and so I'm in class. So and so and so I'm meant to be at work. So and so and so I'm meant to do A, B, C, or D. Be organized. Not only drawing up your schedules for the day, make sure you follow it up. For people that are like me that have issues following up schedules they put up by themselves, you get me? If you have a companion that is far much more better than you in organization, please work together with the person. Because of, like I said, we are different individuals. There's some people that are introverts and then they tend to keep to themselves and they strictly follow their schedules for the day. There are people like me that get overwhelmed with discussions and forget sometimes and are meant to do something at a particular period of time. So the first thing I said, know yourself, because of it's knowing yourself that will actually be able to place you in how you will manage your time. You have 24 hours of the day and you have maybe 6 hours to work. You have times to go to school. You have to come back. You have to cook food. You have to have your own personal social life. You have to do other things too. So know yourself, one. Draw your own personal schedule. Every morning, make sure you have your personal schedule for that day. 13. Follow it up judiciously. Follow it up judiciously. I'm a medical student. I never failed. I passed everything at one sitting from level 2 down to level 6. God saw me through, and I was able to be racking millions of naira every month for my jobs. So, if you are somebody that can't really follow schedule because of the type of nature you are, someone like me, have somebody that you can pair up with to actually work alongside with you. For those that pick up mentors, you getting me? Be very, very strict in that mentors you pick up. There are mentors that will actually make sure that you are organized and you follow up your time schedule. That's why it's always good for you to have mentors that are in the same field with you, that have succeeded in that particular field. They're the ones that will be able to direct you on what you need to do, what you don't need to do, what you need to cut off, what you need to cut off. But everything still lies on you as an individual. This is all I have to say. Thank you very much.
Very much, Damilola. Thank you so much. Uh, and someone is expecting to speak as well. I think you would love to speak instead of typing. Okay, here's another question before that person asks is speaking. So someone is asking, moderator, and what are the activities and goals of the moderator?
Okay, let me answer that question. Now, in every community, we have a team structure. We have ladder of leadership. So the person that heads the community is a community leader, head of community. For those that operate with chief executives, you can see a chief, this is CEO, they call them, chief of community, or I've forgotten. Then from there, you will see community lead, you see community manager, the community moderator. So people say push pillars there, but I don't see them to be part of the ladder for the community structure. So a community moderator is an individual that is meant to, I don't want to use the same word, moderate, that is meant to look into activities of the community at a particular period of time. Now, what is this individual looking at? It's looking at, one, the discussions going on in the community. Two, finding solutions to questions or issues the community brings up. Two, to refute for the fear, uncertainty, and doubts that people come in and say nonsense about your project. And the one that we quietly refute it and talk in bright light for the community. For the one that we settle any form of dispute in the community. And five, the one that make sure that the community is well engaged in activities in the community. So moderators are usually having a particular time frame for them to come in and do their activities. So most of the times you are in a community, you are mostly talking with the community moderators, because they're the ones that you're able to discuss your problem with. They're the ones that are able to find solutions to it. And most of the time, getting me, there's no much skills needed as a community moderator than for you to be someone that is social, someone that is knowledgeable, someone that knows the in and out of the project, and someone that can quickly find solutions to whatever the community has to offer, or to whatever problem the community brings forth. That's just the summary of what a community moderator is. So in the ladder, community moderators, they send their reports to the community manager. Is the one that's actually managing the community, and forms a kind of like a linkage between the community moderator, between the community and the core team itself. So a community member drops an issue. If the community moderator cannot actually solve the issue, he sends the information or the query to the community manager, and then the community moderator expects a reasonable response from the community manager to give back to the community member over a certain period of time. This is just a 4 to 5 duties of what the community moderator does. Thank you.
Very, very much, Mr. Dami. That was really, really good. I believe that answers the question. Okay, Mr. Emeka, I think you can answer this. Skills are most in demand in my space.
So I will just answer based on, because okay, let me. So what the question is? What skills are most on demand in the Web3 space, right? Um, I would say that majority of the skills that you can think of are very, very much important. This is still a new space, right? Yes, there are some skills that still much more required, much more available. There are opportunities that are valuable every time, like community moderators, community leads, community managers, social media managers. And then when you now start talking about and developers, right? So, and this is because we are still at the infant stage, basically, of this technology. So, a lot of projects are still popping up. So, a lot of projects still need developers. A lot of projects are still popping up. And that means, can you tell me? I think I can hear myself, so I'll just continue. So, I said projects still coming up. A lot of use cases are coming up. A lot of projects that are coming up that needs community project managers, community moderators, community managers. They're trying to projects are trying to build communities around their products, around their projects. Developers, social media marketers, basically UI designers, UX designers, graphics. So these are at this point. These are when you're talking about creating getting involved with opportunities that are going to be surfacing. These are a few of them, but I still will stand with every single skill you have a is important. If, 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 even if you're not working for um,
Mr. Emeka, we can't hear you again.
Is it better now? Is it better now? Is it better
Yes,
now?
you can.
Is it better now, please?
Yes, I can hear
Okay,
you
so
loud and clear.
I think I want to okay, I think I want to let me recap. Okay, so let me recap what I said earlier. So every single skill, right? Every single skill is still very, very, very important, because the blockchain industry, the Web3 space, is still at the infant stage. No matter whoever says that he has been here for if you have been here for 7, 8, 10 years, it's evolving. So new things are coming, right? You were there when it was the Web 2. When we are talking about the Web 3, is a new era altogether, right? So the blockchain space is still infant. There's still a lot of opportunities, but nevertheless, there are these skills that are always that the opportunities always show up themselves, because there are a lot of projects that are still trying to come up. There are a lot of products that are still trying to come up that are on the blockchain space, right? A lot of times you will start seeing opportunities. These opportunities most times popping up themselves: community managers, community leads, project managers, project leads, and all that. Then you start talking about UI and UX designers, developers. So because these projects are popping up every time, so you start seeing more of these opportunities. But nevertheless, every single skill you have in the blockchain space can actually be hot cake, depending on. If I'm a videographer, I can start to come up with I must not want to work with a project, right? I must not want to work with I must not, if the opportunities are not yet showing up, you can start up your own stuff. You can create your own solutions. The most important part is once you're looking at creating your own stuff, creating your own startups, make sure that you have a problem you're solving. If you're just coming into the blockchain space and say, okay, let me I have a skill in this, let me just get into the blockchain space and make money, you're coming in as a Yahoo boy. That's what that's why I just see that. So make sure you have a solution you're creating, right? So it also creates opportunities for you. So if I am let me still use a spoken word artist, or I am a content writer, and I've not seen opportunities for content writing yet, I could actually start putting up things, right, that could make people start thinking towards that project, that start thinking towards that direction. Okay, we actually need a content writer. And I saw so person write something like this. This person is good. That's where it starts from sometimes. So there are opportunities for everyone. Nevertheless, there are a few I mentioned earlier that would always surface themselves, right, at some point, and say, okay, they will always be at your face, because there are new projects that keeps coming up and all that. So I think basically that's it.
David, I hope that answers the question. Every skills is relevant, every skill is in demand, depending on how you structure yourself towards. Okay, so it's also asking, is there any kind of educational background that is most useful for those looking to pursue a career in Web3? I don't know if Mr. Emeka wants to answer that.
Okay, so let me just add to that. If Dami wants to add, that's fine. But let me just say something about that. Your knowledge about the blockchain industry is the educational background you need. I know people that do not have BScs, but they are doing great jobs in the blockchain space. That does not mean you should not go and have a BSc. Having BSc gives you an edge because your understanding about whatever you're researching about is different from somebody that's not. So you should basically have basic education, right? You should have basic education. Then you should be able to. There are a lot of blockchain courses. There are a lot of blockchain courses you can apply for. They are everywhere on the internet. Good ones. So it's just you trying to make research, trying to ask questions, get to. Yeah, I always suggest to people, I always tell people that always try and learn one new thing in the blockchain space every single week. Like one new thing that you can pick it up and say, okay, I've learned this one. I have basic knowledge of this one, whether in your career or out of your career. Because the truth is, don't also restrict yourself to this is what I want to do. I'm a community moderator, therefore I cannot learn trading. I cannot learn how to do UI UX. Because the truth is, my people, I don't know how many people are from Igbo, but my people say you don't stand one place to look at masquerade. I'm just trying to translate it literally in English. Now, you can't just do one thing at some point. Yes, get good at one. So I'm known as a media entrepreneur, right? But I'm a trader, right? I am a developer at some point. I am a graphic designer, but I am known as a media person. So you can be known as a community moderator, but you have basic knowledge of graphic design. You have basic knowledge of that would also help that particular thing you're doing as if a major stuff. That will help it. That those different basic knowledge you have about also gives you that thing of you're already standing out. You know, you're a community moderator, but inside 5-10 community moderators, you're standing out because of your extra knowledge about a few other things. That brings us back to learning. So there are a lot. You need a basic. You need your basic education. I would always go for that. You need your basic education. You have to make sure that your basic education, you have your BSc, you have in whatever course you want to do. Then you can look for. So these courses are not like you're going to school, right? They are not. Most of them you can have it as online courses, 6 weeks, 7 weeks, and you can sometimes 1, 2, 3 months you go through the courses, right? Make sure you enroll in. There are a lot of them online. Enroll in different courses, blockchain courses, and learn. Acquire certificates. As much as you acquire the certificate, learn. Not just to get the certificates, learn. Enroll in these things. See, the greatest investment you can do for yourself. I'll end with this. The greatest investment you can do for yourself is investment in knowledge, investment in what the knowledge you can acquire, because that's what would keep you the next 10 years in whatever you're doing. The knowledge you can acquire every single time. Thank
Damilola, I don't know if you want to add anything. Want to add anything? Okay, if there is not, we still have questions on this section. Okay, before I read one of those questions, I think Mr. X wants to ask a question. So, Mr. X, please kindly ask a question.
Yeah.
Bradley, you can
Good
ask
evening, everybody.
Good evening.
Hello, can you hear me now? Hello?
Yes, we can hear you, Mr.
Okay,
X.
good
We can
evening.
hear you. Good
Okay,
evening, sir.
please, as a newbie, right? How do we get jobs on Web3? Because for me, I have gone through crypto job list. I have gone through remote.io, web3.io, so many sites like that. And most of the times now, you see a project, they're asking for 2 to 3 years experience or even a year experience. So for us newbie, how do we get jobs like that since we don't have experience? And most times they are asking for something like your LinkedIn profile. So if as a beginner now, I haven't done any job, any community manager or content creator or anything, how do I create an attractive portfolio on my LinkedIn profile? Then the number two question is that, let me just put it this way. For me, I'm using a phone of 2 gig RAM and 64 gig inbuilt memory, and I don't have a laptop. How can I use it to sustain on the Web3? How can I use it to manage on the Web3? Thank you. That's what I'm trying. That's my question.
Thank you very much, Mr. X. Well, Danboy too. I don't know if Danboy wants to answer that question. Oh, both of you.
Okay. Thank you very much, Mr. X. Okay. So let me answer the first question. For every newbie, you get to me. Cryptojobs.com and job all those things, to me, I really don't see, to me personally, I really don't see it to be a starting point for a newbie. Instead, what I feel to be a starting point for any newbie is ambassadorship programs. You see, the criteria for you being an ambassador for almost all the projects are always extremely low. The only thing that many projects do is, okay, number of followers on your social media, or how active you are on your social media. And now the second thing again is that as an ambassador for any project, you are at liberty to do whatever you want, from social media activities to graphic design to content creation, content writing, but the community and the rest. Main self, it comes to some ambassadorship program get to the level that they will have the different types of ambassadors. Those that host events, those that do online moderation for community, those that refer people to the community, those that do graphics, those that do content, those that do ABC. So ambassadorship program is a good place for any newbie to come in and build up that portfolio, because of you are able to do anything you want to do, and you can put it as in your LinkedIn, your LinkedIn profile, your ambassador to a particular project. It does not degrade you. It should be a pleasure. It should be an opportunity, a pleasure, and also to be something that you can lift your chin up and say, yes, you're ambassador of a particular project. I myself began as an during that period of time, I got to know the field I should actually go deeper into, because of I tried social media management as an ambassador, tried graphic design as an ambassador, tried video editing as an ambassador, tried community manager as an ambassador, content writing as an ambassador. Everything you can do it as an ambassador, and now you can see most ambassadorship opportunities on Medium. Currently, just go to Medium. Medium is a blogging site like that. You can download the app on Play Store. Just search ambassadorship program. You will see a lot. One of the methods by which new projects come in to actually do mass marketing is to begin an ambassadorship program. So just go on Medium and just search ambassadorship program. You'll be able to see different projects, the requirements, and the application form. Get me? For such, to say the pay is not much, to be sincere, except for those high-class ambassadorship program, but it gives you opportunity to build your portfolio in any field. You first of all build your portfolio in a general field. Then over the period of time, as you get better, you improve your knowledge, you know where you are heading at, and you reduce and you streamline your ambassadorship application to bigger opportunity with more specific and job titles, and then you get yourself involved in it. To be sincere, after 3 to 6 months of ambassadorship program for 5, 6, 7, 8 projects, by the time you look at your portfolio, if you are really dedicated to what you are doing, you'll be surprised as how far you have gone. Ask Pope. Hey, I think Pope is one of the example of his. I think that ambassadorship program also was one of the pathway to Pope himself to follow through to get to where he is now. So I myself and many others too are saying to use this same process. So go to Medium, search on Medium ambassadorship program. You see a lot. Apply to as many as possible. Most of them are actually open, so you can join. Do the activities there. Activities are ranging from what you think is impossible to what is possible, and do them and build a portfolio through that process. Thank you very much.
Very much, Mr. Damilola. Okay, Mr. Emeka, I don't know if you want to add anything to what Damilola just said.
Okay, as he hits the main point at the head, and there's just one more thing I would like to add is, as much as you get into doing the ambassadorship programs, which is very, 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 very important and good, you have to also learn to start. He talked about in the second question. He said, how do you start branding? Looking at your, what do you call it? Looking at branding your social media page, your LinkedIn page, if you have not done any major work, or you've not done any work at all, just as a newbie. Now, the internet is now decentralized. We are working on a decentralized platform, so you can actually put yourself out there. You can actually put out what you want people to see about you and know about you. The internet does not restrict you to, okay, you know anything about this or you don't know anything about this. You're a content writer. You can just keep writing content about the blockchain as you're trying to search for jobs and all that. Most times what happens to us newbies is we want to jump the process. There's always a process. See, no matter how you want to see it. I like what Dami said earlier when he started his conversation. It's not about luck. Sometimes it's not about luck. It's a process. It's a process you have to build. It's not an overnight thing. Most of us and most of other people that has gotten to a particular level in this space, they not just. I built with a particular crypto firm for almost 2 years without pay. I was literally spending my own money. It had to, at some point, I moved from a different state to a different state. I did not have a place I was staying because I had to be physical, right? At the office. I did not have a place, but I knew that, okay, there was something I was looking at. There was where I was going to, right? There was something I was looking at learning. So we need to start looking beyond how much am I going to be paid to what value do I want to add. If you start looking at that, you would, at some point, jobs will start looking for you, not you looking for jobs, right? If you go beyond looking at, okay, how much is the salary? How much am I? You start looking at how much value can I bring into this space. Jobs will start looking at you, because everybody that is looking for a staff, every project that is looking for a staff is looking for value. They are not looking for how much they are to pay you. First of all, they are looking for value. So by the time they see that there is value in you, and how do you show that value is not by searching for jobs, is by placing value on what you're sharing, your knowledge, putting yourself, build it in public, talk about it, talk about what you know. It's not right. People will start looking for you, not because the truth is, there are people that have gotten jobs, big jobs in the blockchain space, and I have examples that don't have experiences. But because of the level of knowledge they have acquired, and they were able to put themselves out there, they got those jobs. Yes, it happens. So the process is there. You have to learn first. You have to put yourself out. You have to, because you can't come, okay, I run a crypto project, and you apply for to my project, and I go to your LinkedIn page or your social. I can't see any. I don't need to see how many companies you work for. I just need to see the value that you can add, and I'm good with you. I don't need to, because you can be in 5-10 companies and you never added value to any of them. You keep posting and posting things about those companies, but what is your own value? What is your own personal? What can I hold you responsible for? That's the first thing you need to look at before you start looking at, okay, how do I get jobs? How do I get? You need to first look at, okay, what value can I actually put out? What problem can I solve? Why should somebody employ me? You need to first of all ask yourself that question. Shouldn't get me? Why should I apply for a brand and they employ me? If I was a brand, would I employ myself? Those are the questions you need to sit down and ask yourself. If I go to my social media page, if I go to my LinkedIn page, can I actually employ myself without looking at how many companies I've worked for? Because you can work for, like I said, you can work for 3, 5, 10 companies and you never added value to them. So thank you very much. I think I'll just leave it here.
Can I add something? I don't know if there's time for that.
Yes, sir, you can.
Okay. Okay. Thank you very much. What Emeka said is 100% true. So let me use myself as an example, because it happened to me of recent. So when I joined Octopus Network as the regional lead, every month, among all the regional leads, I was always having the best results in terms of the KPI I achieved. To the point that when Standard Chartered were doing a review of startups, as at last year, yes, they called Octopus Network to be one of them because of the high social media presence we had in Africa. So when the beer season came, project had to fold, and then many of us were retrenched. Original leads were retrenched, and everybody sat down. As at this month, this CME, the CMO of Octopus Network called me and like, Dami, Octopus Network has not been having much app change on its chain. So let me come in and lead the team that will be the community-based chain. Initially, I was messaging, just doing some other activities, and I just saw his message on WhatsApp that I fully trust in you, and your results so far has shown that you can achieve this. I never knew how big the project was. As an opportunity, like I said, availability is very, very important. I said to go in. Now this is 3 months. This is 3 months gone. And currently now, we have already gotten a funding of more than $400K for that particular project. I'm an African, and I'm leading a 20-man team from all over the world with experiences that are far beyond mine by far. I'm being assisted by both NEA and Octopus Network in any funding I need for any outing or any activities I need. All because of during the time I was a regional lead, I was putting in my best, doing the necessaries. The pay was not much. I think maybe Pope knew of the pay that I've forgotten. Pay was not much, but what I did last year spoke for me this year. So you see, any opportunity you see, no matter how low or how high it is, make sure you put in your efforts. Make sure that you prove yourself. I never knew that this opportunity will come my way last year. So Teresa told me about that this particular year, I will actually refuse the person because of what is surrounding me now. It's actually millions of dollars already from 8 months of work of last year. So please, whatever you find yourself doing, do it excellently well. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much,
Much.
Mr.
Okay, so I want to just add one more thing. Sorry to the
Please
moderator.
go on, sir.
I want to add one more. See, I was going through the chat box and I saw somebody was saying, the let me read it exactly. So they were talking about, okay, let me just say, they were talking about for newbies, data and all that, who pays for the expenses and all that. See, there's something that happens whether in the business world or in a career world. There's always a point where you invest. That's the truth. Investment is not always putting money and over time you make money. That's why I told you, I said investing in knowledge is one of the basic and best things you can do for yourself. Investment, see, the truth is, go and read history, go and do research. Most of the men that most of us call mentors, most of us look up to, invested in themselves. There were the downtimes. There were times when they know what they wanted and they were paying the price. That's why some people tell you, say, I don't pay my dues. Paying of dues is not easy. It's not an easy thing. So if you start as a beginner to start looking at, okay, how much am I going to be making? Who is going to be paying for this? So you don't want to invest in anything. You don't want to invest in, this thing is a process. I always say it times without number, it's a process. You can't just get to that place just like that. You can't climb a 40 steps ladder without going through the number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4 step. You can't jump. If you jump, you will fall. So it's very, very important for you to look at, even if you want to work for brands all of your life, no problem. But look at that first stage. Really, it's just easy. They went through process. They invested in themselves. Ask questions. Do you understand what I'm saying? So it's not blockchain industry. Not where you come. You just enter to start making money. There are people that have been here 6, 7, 10 years and they're investing. They're still investing. I'm not talking about buying coin and buying. I'm talking about investing in themselves, investing, learning, investing in knowledge. No matter what it will take, invest in learning, invest in knowledge, invest in yourself. It's very, very important. Thank you very much.
Thank you very, very much, Mr. Emeka. Thank you so much. I think a lot of people need to hear this because most people think if you just come to this space, all you have to do after 1, 2 weeks, you start making money. Like I do tell people, you don't just come to this space 1 week, 2 weeks, you're expecting me Pope when I was start a cash out. Or the first approach is Pope, I want to take cash out with crypto, I want to take cash out with Web3. I'm like, hey, because you see me at this stage now, you see me walking around, see me attending events, you think maybe it's just overnight. Everybody has invested their time into this, what they are doing. They've paid the sacrifice. But most guys now, they are not willing to pay that sacrifice. They are not willing to go through those stages. All they want to do is just to enter this space to start making money tomorrow. So I don't blame them. Some influencers have given them this kind of mindset that with DeFi, you can make millions of dollars. You can make millions of naira. And the only thing they understand is, okay, come and trade. And most of them, they carry that perception to the market. Okay, let me go and look for a coin. I'll do pump and dump. Let me cash out. All this kind of stuff. And I do advise newbies. If you want to get education, get proper education. I'm not saying you should not trade or you should not invest in some of those pump and dump. But before investing in that, learn technical analysis, learn fundamental analysis, study the market itself, know which project you are dealing with, know which ecosystem you want to deal with, know the kind of thing you want to engage with, and know how to manage your risk. But these guys don't have any knowledge. The only thing they will teach them is, okay, you buy this thing here and sell it here. They will give you signal, use the signal, all those kind of bullshit stuff. And people are losing money. And later they say crypto is scam, blockchain is scam, because most of them don't have this understanding of how the blockchain technology works. Some only think the blockchain is just cryptocurrency. They never knew, or they never know that the blockchain is beyond crypto. This is an infrastructure being built on the blockchain. Several infrastructure, a lot of things can be used with the blockchain. Just that they let people know it's crypto. And I'm glad that we have speakers like you to be able to tell these guys the truth, what they need to hear, and platform like this to be able to educate these guys about the real fact, the real knowledge behind the blockchain technology, behind just okay, come and make money, come and make money. It's beyond that. Of course, everyone wants to make money, but before you make the money, you should have the knowledge first. So yeah, I think we have people are still.
Sorry.
Go on,
Can I?
sir.
Okay. So let me even use a personal experience to explain this thing, because it hurt me when I see some people coming and, like what you said, what the moderator said earlier, that some people just come in, they just tell you, I want to start making money, I want to get a job and on. See, when I started trading, I'm going to call figures. I have my reasons why I want to, so that you understand the in-depth of what I'm saying. I lost over $5,000 at a stretch within 45 minutes. I lost over $5,000. Because I did not have proper knowledge of what I was doing. As at then, I just wanted to jump in and make money. I was seeing guys that were cashing out. I lost almost $5,000. That was when I had to hit myself. I was like, okay, guy, calm down. This is not it. And today I've made times whatever X of that same money I lost. So see, knowledge is very important. See, invest. See, you cannot run away from it. Don't think that you come into the blockchain space and once you just come in tomorrow, don't get people pay you $1,000, $2,000. They work like that. It does not happen that way. Anybody that's told you that has either misinformed you or did not give you the complete information. Thank you very much.
Okay, we have another question here. Yes, sorry. So someone is asking, what skills and experience are required to be a successful community manager in Web3? I don't know if you heard me.
I think Dami can take that first before I come.
All right, so. Also, I am Skin Glow. Please get ready. You'll be asking a question next before we wait from the Telegram chat. Mr. Dami, please go on.
Sorry about that. I had to settle something here. What was the question again? Sorry.
Someone is asking, what skills and experience are required to be a successful community manager in Web3?
Oh, okay. So thank you very much for that question. For a community manager, I want to say that as a community moderator, what you need first, one, gather knowledge about the project. That is very important. Know the project excellently well. Know the good, the bad, and the ugly of the project. It's very important because of nothing is smooth in any project. As a project manager, I had to manage a lot of ugly things, including team members stealing money from the treasury. So know the good, bad, and the ugly. Because of by the time faults coming, you are the one to actually tackle it with your community moderators. So know the project. Two, know yourself. I'm always repeating this fact again. Know yourself. There's a reason why I said no. I'm always saying know yourself. All the discussions that we are playing since the beginning of this discussion and what happened of recent, I started noticing that it seems people are coming into the crypto sphere with a wrong mentality. That's not how it is. Know yourself excellently well. Because of you may be given a good position with no pay, And out of frustration, you put the frustration on the community. That is really, really a funny story to tell in your portfolio, because of when you are submitting your CVs to other projects and they get the contact, and maybe unfortunately the project they decided to get the contact was that project that you misbehaved. You know what will happen. Know yourself excellently well. Know how you react to people acquisition. Yes. Know how you react to people pity. Know how you react when people abuse you. Know how you react. Know your temperament. Know the time you have. Know if you are someone that can actually give the time to the success of a project via the community. Third thing you need to have as a skill is teamwork and leadership. These two are very, very important. Reason why is that, like I said, the committee manager might work with 2 to 3 committee moderators. So you're actually the leader and they're your subordinate. The way you actually work with them will actually tell on the community. If you are somebody that lacks good leadership quality, it will show on the community, because of your community moderators will reflect the behavior to the community. Teamwork is very important because of, like I said, every project you're going to be working with has a good, a bad, and an ugly side. But as a community manager, you're always meant to always reflect the positive aspect of a project, no matter how bad the project is to you, or how bad the project is to the community. So you always have to work together with your community moderators and with the core team to always find out solutions. And last but not the least, test of skills needed as a community manager is for you to be available. Availability is very important. Like I said, it's very important. Things occur at various stages of a project, from inception down to full launch and execution. You will see shaggy. But for you to actually build up a skill as a community moderator, you must pass through those different phases. And you must be available to pass through them. You should not be somebody that should be find wanting in any of the aspects whenever it comes to your job, whenever it comes to your subordinate and your team, whenever it comes to your relationship with general core team. These are those the 4 I can just highlight. Thank you very much for that.
Thank you so much. Okay, we have another question here. So this guy is asking, how do someone earn ambassadorship and Web3 jobs?
Okay, I usually said it before. Most times you can actually get ambassadorship program on Twitter, but search on Twitter is very difficult for that. What mostly happens is that they make the posts readily on Medium. So it's not very simple. Search on Medium, create an account. Medium, MEDIUM. So just create an account on Medium, go to the search page, and just search ambassadorship program. Ambassador. Just search it out and you will see the search results. You guys go in now and search. You will see ambassadorship program that they launched today. Those they launched last month, those that have closed, the amounts that they will give to the community, to the individuals, and the rest. Look at the one that you can fit in and apply. Like I said, there might be other means, but the one that I'm very, very used to, the one I get a lot safe. It comes to the point of time. It comes to the point in time now that, because of my searches around 2 years ago on my particular account, any new ambassadorship program that pops in, Medium alerts me, telling me that, okay, there's a new position available. So when it comes to crypto jobs, there's so many search links for that. I personally don't usually search for jobs. Actually, jobs search for me. But all those cryptojob.com and the rest, they are good places to actually look for job. LinkedIn is a good place. But me, I always notice that there's always a particular type of bias. What I mean is that most times those guys already have candidates they want for that particular role. All those jobs being placed there are just for fathers, just show that yes, they've made available jobs for the community. But most times you find that that's usually an internal placement stuff that have already occurred. So most time your LinkedIn, like what Emeka said, your LinkedIn should show who you really are. Your LinkedIn will direct people to you, not the other way around. So let your LinkedIn profile show who you are, what you are into, and polish it well. Polish it well. For example, go to Pope LinkedIn and look at what he writes there. You get me? You can follow his template. You can use his template to draft out yours. You get me? And make it make it professional, make it look very, very awesome. You get me? Through that, I'm say when you are able to build your portfolio through ambassadorship program within 3 to 6 months, forget about the pay. Just make sure you build it. Put such tax and such positions on LinkedIn and polishing your LinkedIn to look very professional. In next couple of weeks, you'll be seeing people DMing you for opportunities available. Getting me? The more and more job you do, please make it available. Whatever event you go for, you speak. I like Pope for that. God, Pope does that a lot. Go and check his LinkedIn page. I'm really serious. Go and check it. You will see what I really mean. You make your LinkedIn profile very awesome, and then people will reach out to you. Like I said, I really feel that all these job links, all these job sites, I've never actually seen anybody that me I know get a job from those sites. I've seen people applying like mad, but I've never till now seen one person getting an offer from there. I've seen people get an offer from LinkedIn a lot, and I've seen people get an offer because of personal relationship, because of them being ambassador in a particular project, and they did excellently well, and they were giving offers to join the core team. Getting me? So your soft landing spot to me should be ambassadorship program. When you are in any project, make sure that you are dedicated, you are among the best or the best, have good cordial relationship with the core team, and let us see where that takes you. That's all I have to say. Thank you very much.
Mr. Damilola. Okay, let me just add a little bit to what you said before I ask this next question. Like Mr. Damilola said, before I became the lead for Africa for Security Network, I was also an agent. And when we started this ambassador program, it was during the bull market. The first payout was, really huge because, man, I don't think I can work for a whole year in Nigeria and get that kind of money. I was like, wow, man, this is really huge. I brought my guys in. And then after it came up and the payment was stopped. For 3 months, we keep on working, no payments. Only me and my stop working. They say, why would they work with that money? Like, they can't be doing that. They were hunting for other ambassador job. So I kept on doing it. In fact, when they stopped doing the pay, that was when I even put much more. When I was even doing it much more better. And my guy was like, guy, they smoke. They don't pay us. Pope go there on top Twitter. They do. What's they do now? I'll be like, what? It's now when I know say, the people know too plenty. And now I must shine. Pope must shine. There's not too much people doing it again. And it was only very few of us. And my work was really standing out. They were giving me shout. It was even motivating me more, even though it was without pay. And due to all those things, it was available. That was the issue. What Damilola said. He was not available. He's just kind of guy that, okay, he was just I was not available to do the thing at the right time. But I was always there to make sure I do it, and I was not even thinking about the pay. That was how I built. And after that 3 months, when they paid me, they all saw it and then they rushed back. But they never knew that this guy were taking us off every what we were doing. Then they reached out to me by DM. I was even surprised. They reached out to me by DM that, oh, Black, we've seen what you've been doing for the networker. We'd love to offer you a full-time position as for Nigeria Africa region. I was like, really? And then they told me the pay. And they told me the pay. I was like, no, this is not me. As in a job offer that I think I've never ever dreamt of in my life till I die. I don't even think I can get that kind of amount, because this is Nigeria now. We all know the reality. We all know the way things is. And giving me this kind of job offer to just do 2 hours work per day, to work 20 hours per week. 20 hours per week was like telling me to just work for a whole day and then that's it. I'm like, for me, wait, it was like dream to me, but what I'm just trying to pass is that it was all those time I've invested, my availability, me doing those work for free. And I was not just doing nonsense. So I was doing it very, very well, because I was doing it for them to see that I'm doing a good work, and for myself as well, for people that are going to come through my profile and see what I'm doing. Because imagine I was doing nonsense there because there was no pay, or I just want to, maybe the pay was very little, I was just doing nonsense. Okay, just give me the data, give me the small change. Definitely, they will never recommend me or probably give me this kind of position. And despite that, I kept on working on myself, building on myself. There's one thing that the two speakers have said: you need to keep on learning. You need to keep on adding much more knowledge to what you've learned. And you need to make sure that you are not just focused on, you need to focus on a niche, but you need to make sure that you have little idea or little knowledge about some other things. Like doing this bear market now, I've been forced to learn about marketing, Web3 marketing. I've been forced to learn about Google Analytics, be able to track even my own KPIs on what I'm doing for projects so they can see it. There are a lot of things which I had to learn, just additional, to be able to build, to be able to make myself much more better, or build myself to a much more better, much more good way. I don't even know the word I need to use, but this is something that you need to keep upskilling yourself. You don't just sit down one place and then just relax there. We have community manager doing several things together for a project, because the market is competitive, man, and you just have to make sure that you stay at the top. Okay, so let me ask the next question from Kayo, the Kate Snitch. So Kate Snitch is asking, he's saying that, can you recommend some Twitter account to follow within the startup industry? And also he's asking, what step can we take to become part of a community that can assist us as a newbie in the space? Or are there any individuals or group you could suggest to us? So I don't know if Mr. Emeka would recommend his community for people to join. Also, if there is any other community Mr. Emeka could recommend, also Sadami, if there is any community you would love to recommend for beginners to follow, to join, to follow on Twitter and to join as well.
Okay, so there are a lot of communities out there. There is first of all, I would recommend my community first, then other communities. My community is we're running a community of crypto beginners, enthusiasts, advocates, OGs, whatever you want to call yourself. So it's an interactive community. It's called AfriTech Hub. You can join us on Telegram or on our WhatsApp communities. They would, I think, they'll also push out the links later, or you can actually go to our Instagram page. You'll see on our profile, you will see our the link to our Telegram and WhatsApp, the WhatsApp communities there. You can go there and join in. There are other communities. There is the Secrets Network, which you're also involved in. There are communities like Crypto Bootcamp. There are communities like, there are lots of communities. There's the Women in DeFi. There are a lot of communities where you can go and learn and also get exposed to these opportunities, right? So just pick up as much as you want to join and join them, and that will be fine.
Mr. Damilola, to you, sir. Dami, are you there? Okay, seems he's not available. Okay, guys, do we have any other questions? Because we are rounding off now. I am Skin Glow. If you have any question, please ask. Bash Valley, if you have any question, please ask. Okay, I think Kate has a question. So Kate has a question. I think we are taking just two more questions. Then we end tonight's section. Thanks so much to our speakers. Kate, please go on.
Hello, good evening. Thanks for the section. I really gained a lot from today's section. So, like, my question is well answered by Mr. Emeka. So, like, what I wanted to ask is that, like, from Telegram group, how can we join? Is it that the group link is going to be dropped here, or how can we get people? Like, how can we get those group? How can we get into those group? So that's my question. Are we like is Mr. Emeka going to drop the link to this group for us, or where can we get it? And also, if we also want to source for another group to join for another community, how can we source for communities that's going to be helpful to us on Twitter? Thank you so much, sir.
I think Security Network would share those informations with as many people as want to join different communities. But okay, most of us here are already in Secret Network community, so I think they are responsible to share most of those community links. But you can also visit our Instagram page at AfriTech Hub, and you would be able to on our profile you'll be able to see our links to our communities. Then some other communities also have their links on their social media pages or on their social media profiles. So you can actually go depending on the communities there are several communities. So if you go on Instagram and even on Telegram and search for communities that you feel you can join, you would find a lot of them that are really good. There's the Women in DeFi, Crypto Bootcamp, Secret Network, as we are, AfriTech Hub, a lot of them. Just get in and make sure that you're getting value from whichever group you have joined. That's just the most important.
Mr. Emeka. So guys, check out the community partners for this event. You can just click on their logo. It will take you to the social media page. So from there, you can navigate yourself to our Telegram community, their Twitter handle, and so on. So just scroll down to the website, check out the community partners, click on the icon, be able to navigate it to the social media handles. So I think these are the questions for tonight's section. And thanks so much to our speakers. The section has really been great. And thanks to everyone who also attended tonight's section. It was really amazing. So guys, we have another section tomorrow. So guys, don't miss it. So tomorrow you guys get to learn some of the skills you need in Web3 and how you could even play a better role in Web3 ecosystem. We have speakers from all over the world, and these guys are really good at what they do. So I guess that will be all for tonight's section. And thanks so much, guys, for joining us. Thanks to all our community partners. Thanks to the sponsors of this event as well. And thanks so much to our speakers. So guys, if you are yet to follow our speakers on Twitter, I've shared the link with everyone. Make sure you follow them on Twitter. Make sure you enjoy their community. And I guess that will be all for tonight. So guys, this will be officially we are ending this section now.